Hey guys, WWE Clash of Champions 2017 went down tonight, and I'm going to break it all down for you guys in this video. But before I get to that, this is the last video I will be filming in the year 2017. Everything else I have lined up, I believe, is already recorded. So with that being said, I just want to say happy holidays to you guys. Thanks for watching my videos. Follow me on Twitter and check out my website. And yeah, let's hop right into Clash of Champions. First match was on the kickoff show. Mojo Rawley taking on Zack Ryder in the explosion of the Hype Brothers. The match itself was nothing special, really. Rawley just dominated Ryder, and he picked up the win in the end. I feel like this is over. I mean, the rivalry wasn't really built up that too much, and the breakup, you could see it coming from a mile away. I mean, there was tension and little hints here and there. But I wonder, so it wasn't too big of a surprise when Rawley turned on Ryder, but I do wonder how Rawley's going to be able to handle being a single star now that him and Ryder are officially done. I hope he does well, but I'm not too entirely sure if he will be able to do well, so it's just a wait and see at this point to see what WWE does with Rawley now that he's a single star. And I hope that Ryder does not fall back into obscurity. I like Zack Ryder a lot. He knows how to really connect with the crowd. Just look what he was able to do with the Z True Long Island Story series on YouTube that got him immensely over with the crowd before WWE killed all his momentum. So hopefully WWE continues to utilize Ryder as well now that him and Rawley have officially parted ways. The first match on the official card was the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Dolph Ziggler taking on Bobby Roode, taking on the champ Baron Corbin, and this was a great match. Fantastic way to start the show. Started out a little slow, but it picked up nicely toward the end. Fast-paced action pretty much throughout, aside from the beginning. A lot of cool spots. There was a superplex powerbomb and a really cool way to end the match. Corbin had Rusev for the end of days, but then Ziggler popped up from behind and hit the zigzag, so it was like a zigzag end of days combo, and Ziggler ends up getting the win, which shocked me. I thought for sure that Roode or Corbin was going to walk away the winner. I didn't give Ziggler a chance, but he ends up getting the win. He is the United States Champion, and Corbin and Roode leave empty-handed. So it looked like Roode was going to pick up the win. Here and there, he was able to hit his glorious DDT, but the pin was broken up, obviously, as Ziggler got the win. So it should be interesting to see if these three continue to battle it out for the belt. I do see them doing that. They each have a legit gripe, or Corbin has a legit gripe to battle Ziggler for the belt, and Roode has a legit gripe because I think his singles match got turned to the triple threat because of Ziggler. So it'll be interesting to see if a triple threat is scheduled for the Royal Rumble or an episode of SmackDown leading up to the Royal Rumble for the United States Championship between these three guys. After that, there was the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match. The Usos defending their belts against Rusev and English, the New Day, and Gable and Benjamin. And this was another really good match. It was a toss-up match of the night between this one and the triple threat. I'd probably give it to the Tag Team Championship match because this was a really cool match. Fun match, very exciting. Each wrestler really got their chance to shine, and it showcased what great tag team wrestling can be in WWE. We've seen a resurgence of it as of late, and SmackDown tag teams put on quite a performance tonight. There were a lot of cool spots. Gable had a really cool spot where he was just giving German suplexes to everybody in sight. That was really cool. And then he gave one to Aiden English that made it look like English might have snapped his neck. And then the crowd was super hot for English and Rusev. They kept chanting Rusev Day. They asked for an encore from English after he finished his rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas. It was really fun to see Rusev and English get the ovation that they do because they are very entertaining. I'd love to see them get a run with the tag team championships. I feel like they would be very fun to watch as tag team champs. And then another team that the crowd was hot for was the Usos. They came out to did their rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas. The crowd was eating it up with the lockdown line and welcome to the Uso penitentiary line. And in the end, the Usos retained their titles. As I said, it was a very fun match. WWE has a lot of ways they can go with this. Since there are 4 teams involved, the Usos will probably be defending these belts against one of those 3, or perhaps even the Bludgeon Brothers that was alluded to on Talking Smack. So there are a lot of options for the tag team division on SmackDown, and I do want to see where the Usos defend their belts next in the next coming weeks. After that, it was the Women's Championship match and a Lumberjack match, Charlotte facing Natalya. And for me, this is really where the show began to take a nosedive. the first championship matches, United States and tag team championship matches, were really fun. This match dragged, kind of weird. It was mainly Natalya just throwing Charlotte outside the ring, Charlotte getting beat up by the Lumberjacks, and it was just like rinse and repeat. They kept doing that over and over again. Eventually, you know, with most cases, it's all Lumberjack matches. The Lumberjacks end up fighting each other. All chaos breaks loose, and in the end, though, Charlotte was able to make Natalya submit to the figure eight. A pretty flat match in my opinion, nothing too exciting. And yeah, I would, if I'm booking the women's division on SmackDown, I would end this rivalry between Natalya and Charlotte. Natalya ended up throwing a fit after the match, and it might have appeared that she quit. I couldn't really tell. She didn't admit she quit, but she said she was turning her back on the WWE fans and left the arena crying. So Natalya might be taking a break. Charlotte might be moving on to somebody else in the division. Maybe Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad didn't want to go in that division, or they could perhaps have her face Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And they did tease Carmella cashing in tonight. That did not happen. I think Ruby Riott saw her trying to cash in, so that was canceled out. But there is also Carmella lurking in the background with that briefcase. So whoever Charlotte decides to feud with next, I think Carmella is going to cash it in and win the women's title for herself. The next match was a tag team match between the Bludgeon Brothers and Breezango. And like, I forget, 6 months of Fashion Files that Breezango was conducting their investigation on who BB was. It was the Bludgeon Brothers. They had this tag team match, and the Bludgeon Brothers absolutely squashed them. Wasn't even competitive, which is really a shame. Breezango is a very entertaining tag team. They proved they can have very entertaining matches. I think it was against the Usos. They just kept like rolling back and forth in the ring, and I think Tyler Breeze came out in like 15 disguises. So they are very entertaining. They get good crowd reaction. So it kind of sucked that they were squashed by the Bludgeon Brothers. I get that they're trying to build up the Bludgeon Brothers as monsters, but I mean, they could have at least made Breezango look competitive in this thing. I mean, it's not the Ascension. Ascension has been reduced from NXT to jobbers, and I hate to see Breezango get that same treatment. But in the end, the Bludgeon Brothers get the win, continue their run of dominance, and as I said before, a battle with the tag team champions, the Usos, is definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. The next match was the most interesting match of the night. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton with 2 guest referees, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. The stipulation here was if Zayn and Owens lost, they would be fired not just from SmackDown, but from all of WWE, meaning they could not appear on Raw or pop up on NXT or 205 Live or whatever WWE show that WWE is airing. So the match itself was okay, nothing too special. There was some cool spots sprinkled throughout, but the main story here was the interaction between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. The match itself just served as a backdrop, and this is where the most interesting stuff was happening. So, you know, they each tried to count 1, 2, 3. It was out of sync, so eventually they said they would each get half the ring, with McMahon taking the left side, Daniel Bryan taking the right side. That broke down, and for the most part, the refs seemed to be calling the match right down the middle until the end. So Sami Zayn, I think it was Sami Zayn, he got hit by an RKO by Randy Orton. Shane McMahon's making the count. Then Kevin Owens comes in, pushes Daniel Bryan into Shane McMahon to break up the pin. McMahon's losing his mind, saying that was 3. He thought that was going to be when he was going to finally be able to fire Owens and Zayn. Later on, Zayn manages to roll up Randy Orton. McMahon makes a count on Daniel Bryan's side of the ring, hits 1, hits 2, and then just stops on 3, doesn't make the count. This makes Bryan mad because he's on his side of the ring and he didn't count the 3, wasn't calling the match right down the middle. They start pushing and shoving, and then Orton goes to hit an RKO on Zayn. Zayn reverses it into a roll-up. Bryan fast counts Orton on Shane McMahon's side of the ring to give Zayn and Owens the win. So there's a big controversy. Don't know how Shane McMahon's going to react. Daniel Bryan fast counting Orton, basically destroying McMahon's plan to get rid of Owens and Zayn. So I have a theory that maybe Daniel Bryan has been cleared by WWE to wrestle once again, and this is the start of a feud between the two that will lead to a WrestleMania 34 match for control of SmackDown. That remains to be seen, but as of now, this is definitely the most interesting angle in WWE Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, like butting heads, what's going on. So I'll definitely be tuning in on Tuesday to see the fallout from the McMahon Daniel Bryan special referee saga that unfolded tonight. But Zayn and Owens get the win, so they are still part of the WWE. The next match was the WWE Championship match, Jinder Mahal taking on AJ Styles. And this match was pretty boring and pretty flat. Mahal has a very slow style that just like grinds his opponents down, but it's just boring to watch. Not even AJ Styles' fast-paced, high-flying style could make up for this one. It was just very, very boring, very, very long it seemed, and the action didn't really pick up till like the final 5 minutes of the match, which saw Styles retain his title by making Mahal tap out to the calf crusher. Other than that, that's all I can really say. I mean, Styles had a 450, and then he took out both the Singh brothers before he was able to make Mahal tap out to the calf crusher. But other than that, this match was nothing too special. Styles retains, he's still the WWE Champion, and hopefully Styles and Mahal part ways. I mean, I'm sure Mahal's a good guy. He has a cool story how he goes from jobber to being released, coming back to become WWE Champion, but his style just is not my cup of tea. I find it pretty boring. I would like to see Styles move on to a more exciting opponent, possibly Shinsuke Nakamura. If that's an option, I think those two would light up the ring together, but that remains to be seen. And that was Clash of Champions 2017 in a nutshell. Okay show, the 2 matches you definitely want to watch are the United States Championship match and the Tag Team Championship match. And for storyline purposes, you want to check out the Bryan Shane McMahon guest referee match between Zayn and Owens and Orton and Nakamura. That was definitely the main talking point from tonight's show. And that's all I got for you. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Give me a follow on Twitter and check out my website. Links to both of those are in the description below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.